Okay. We are now live. Ba, ba, ba. Whew. Oh, I open the game. That'll work. What a day. Okay. Slime. All right. See if we can make any progress today. Stardew. Let's see. New day has begun. Okay. Day and tomorrow. Sir. Let's just see. Okay. God. Continuing with our Stardew stream, and like always, I'm gonna be using this as a kind of a way to clear my head, I guess, in terms of like gemming stuff here. So yeah, putting out some videos, a couple of updates on Robin here. It's Robin. Wells, oh, stuff. Crops. Okay. So yeah, as a update, our players had the revolution this weekend. What a revolution it was. I'm pretty happy that each session turned into something that was like kind of very different from the next. You know, the Missport mission being very more RP focused than I thought it was going to be. And then three more mission. That one, I think the Midnight Pact a little caught off guard by the forces that were called in to from the Empire, the banishers that they have. Oh, these are water. I think kind of caught off guard by that. So went differently, and of course the Stanton mission, getting to meet the Admiral of the Navy, Admiral Azalea, and you know, getting to see why he is the Admiral and why he is so dangerous and feared by so many throughout tier. Explore the mines. Okay. Right, we unlocked the mines last time. Friends, give someone a gift. Craft a furnace. Find her axe. Building a silo, actually. That has got to be one of my main priorities here, because... Oh, my chickens. I always forget these guys. Mike. Bertha. Been good. Got access. Ooh, it's in here. You got access to grass, so you're good here. Oh, come on. There's a way to pick them up. There we go. So anyhow, gotta get a silo because I need to get my chickens plenty of grass, so then I can clear the field of grass here. Robin lost her something. Her axe. Gotta see what I need for a silo, because if I have enough rock and I have enough gold, gold's gonna be the problem. I find her axe first. It's a good day to out here. Watered my crops. Or here. Oh, you are. I think she's where I get the thing for the eggs. Let's see if I can buy them. How are you, Marnie? That opens. Okay. Well, I don't know where she's at. Anywho, the revolution. Back to that. So great to see players still having something to be afraid of. They're still being, you know, someone who is like deadly and devastating, and the main reason. So just, you know, to set the scene a little bit here, when the Midnight Pact is doing their you know, adventure to free the town, they meet our friend Admiral Azalea. What does he do? Goes up to our cleric, cuts off their head, and I drop this. So, I guess what I really need is a backpack. I think I have enough for that. Anywho, Admiral Azalea cuts off the head of our cleric, and I think that's when everybody starts to really freak out. They had always freaked out because of his like reputation. They also knew that he had cut off one of the limbs of one of their dragon friends, and that it didn't grow back. I think there was one point early on where like some of the members met him and were kind of told that like his reputation was essentially more that of a bully and a maniac than an actual admiral. Some people thought it's worse than most pirates, but yeah, finally got to meet him, see why he was so scary, see him cut off the head of their cleric, see her kind of react here as well. Luckily, the party came to this adventure with two clerics, one of whom immediately used a divine intervention, which, you know, for a divine intervention, they've got to roll. Sure, I don't think anything bad happens if I don't do these things. Gotta be slots. Oh, can I sell you this? Okay. I should be carrying so much stuff with me. That's the main thing. Lessons learned. Gotta remember this. But yeah, when our cleric divine intervention, with that divine intervention, he got a 7. Prayed to his goddess, like, please, I know we've been fighting lately and disagreeing, but I need you to bring back River. She did. She brought her back, restored her back to full health, which everyone was overjoyed to hear. But Yeah. Oh, thanks. Hey, Jay. I saw you in the chat there. What's going on? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Where am I? Second. I also got this thing and like dying to you. But cheers and applause for KG here for TikTok here. And also got these other little things here like
hey, listen.
And the let's see here. If I ever eventually ever die here. I just gotta remember to use them. Just forget. But yeah. Wasting a lot of time here in Stardew Valley. But anyhow. So, like I was saying, cleric prays to his goddess. She brings the other cleric back to life, puts her head back on together. And I also gave like the player the opportunity, because you know you can't bring somebody back if they don't want to come back. You know, the player got a chance to meet their goddess. She got a chance to have like a kind of one-on-one with her for a moment, though they were kind of separated by the divine gate. And she got to see like some of her family members on the other side, some people who had passed that had already kind of gone to be with their deity. So she decided, of course, you know, I've still got too much unfinished business to take care of. So she decided to return back to finish the fight. And what a fight it was. Players almost immediately, one of the players cast Maze on the Admiral, so they could send him just to another plane completely. Because even from just showing up, he had done like 8, 9 attacks or something like that, and the party was pretty shocked and pretty terrified at this. And then there were just a few other times where like he rolled to hit, and one of the players, I accidentally listed like his effect of his abilities in the sword in the chat here. So the players got to kind of see like, oh, on a 20 he cuts off the creature's head, and the party was like, wait, what? And then pretty soon after, he rolls like a 20 on another character. One of the characters casts like silvery barbs. He rolls a 20 on another character, and they use like their lucky ability to have him reroll. Then he rolls a 19 on another character. That character had he crits on a 19 as well. The character was like, okay, does my head get cut off still? And when we realized like that it was a 19 and not a 20, I was like, oh no. But essentially rolled for it, and one of his limbs was cut off at random. So yeah, party was pretty terrified. They knew he was already like on, you know, his last leg. And there were quite a few times too that the party just like messed up by this guy. There were quite a few times too where the party just like there were other people fighting too. There were other like soldiers. There were some ships. Luckily, they had cast a meteor to destroy some of the ships, but there were still some ships that were still out there and could open fire on the ground there. So you know, the players are fighting like court sorcerers. They're fighting soldiers. They're fighting the cannons from the ships, and then pretty much every round that the admiral's on the field, he can bring someone to almost unconsciousness in a single round. And there's also the threat that they know that every chance that he gets to attack is a chance that someone's head is going to get cut off. And he knew that this essentially couldn't be healed. Oh, I'm starting to get exhausted. Get out of here. Just gotta go. leave the mine. Yeah. There we go. So, yeah. Players, they were kind of doing their best to keep him off the field. They cast maze on him twice. They put him in a wall of force. They did a ton of stuff to try to make sure that to make sure that the admiral wouldn't be around to hurt them, which was a very good plan because you can't hit something if you're not there. Uh, but they also had to deal with the soldiers, the ships. Some of the players were just kind of trying to survive and do their best. They used like 2 9th level spells just to mass heal everybody, which was pretty funny because it doesn't take long for the admiral to start chopping them down again. So it was a wild encounter. They got really close to taking him out. Um, he basically went Super Saiyan on them, and they're going Super Saiyan pretty much. Uh, his AC was a little higher. He was faster. Um, it was basically like having super haste added onto you or something because of how my cat. Uh, because of how it kind of bumped him up a bit, and then he had used his one of his actions to disengage, and one of the players has Sentinel, still hit him, or still tried to hit him, but he did his parry, and he gets to add a plus a D12 to his for his superiority dice, and he got a 9, so it made his AC, which was already pretty dang high, uh, it made his AC astronomical. I think the player only missed by like 1, so he still had movement. He was still able to get away, um, and get to his ship. Uh, these guys had healing items. They have. Let me get some hay for my little chickens. Chickies. Um, yeah, they were still. Uh, this is like the most powerful navy in the world, the most powerful army in the world. They have plenty of resources, so he quickly retreated to his ship, um, and then his allies could heal him. He grabbed some healing items, um, and pretty much get right back into the fight. Just another round later, and at this point, the players knew like, okay, this is bad because he has recovered a lot of health very quickly, and we are we've used almost everything we've got here. If we don't get out now, then he's gonna kill us, which is surely what would have happened. Even at the end there, he still managed to get up to the party again. He still managed to get close. He still managed to. Man, why aren't my stuff growing? I guess I did plant some of this late. He still managed to get close to the party. He still managed to land a few attacks against the party's wizard, who they needed to escape. Um, so all in all, it was a wild session. Players were all over the place. I gotta get that back. What I need. But like I said, this was a high level quest. Some of the players on this quest were like, you know, around level 16, 17, 18. It was intended to be a very difficult situation here. There wasn't the sense, Again, the players also could have like tried retreating at any time. There was a brief moment there where I think it was considered. Some of the players were like, "Okay, we need to get away." Uh, but yeah, it's a fun time. Definitely required a lot of thought on my part. But yeah, it could have gone so many different ways. What I love about this game. That's what makes it so fun. If you're watching, designated DM, mainly make content about D&D, but also the video games. Stardew is the kind of game that is good to play to be able to ramble about things that are going on in my D&D campaign, West Marches campaign that we're doing. It's fun. Definitely. Well, hopefully I have some time today to update stuff, but definitely looking forward to seeing what happens next. And we've got a lot of new players as well this week that have joined the guild. That's always it's fun. You always have people who come in and new players, whether because they're just new in general and don't have like preconceived notions about like what the game should be, or they're just new to this world, and being new to this campaign, they're like, oh, I've never seen a D&D place like this. This gives me ideas of this or that, or this. I would like this to interact with this part of the world, this part of the session. And that means like having different chefs. I guess that's a good way to put it. DMing is like having multiple. It's like I'm like the head chef. I'm like trying to prepare a meal, or my sous chefs. And my sous chefs are also helping me prepare the meal, whether they know it or not. So sous chefs, each different person who joins, they all have like a different perspective of how things should work, or what things should be like. Some of the players that have been with me for the longest are players who have played for the first time in this campaign. So that's like the beauty of it all, is like each person who joins, when a new person comes in, they just add in new flavors, ideas, new kind of sparks, something new. It's always it's 5. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how these new players interact with the world, what decisions they make, especially at this time. Like, with everything happening in the world with the Empire, it's just something funny about like the evolving world that we have, where new legs made of ooze. Oh yes, legs made out of ooze. That's right. That's been great. Loving, I like, even though I say things sometimes where I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. Sometimes like I forget that that's the case. So like, even when like when Kearney's leg got cut off, I was like, are you guys like, this is not even that big of a deal. You guys can take care of this. And then I remembered like 5 minutes later, I was like, oh wait, you can't take care of this. I explicitly said that you can't. And I was like, oh yeah, you're gonna need a prosthetic. You're gonna need something here to help you out. But yeah, so like I was saying, new players just means new ideas, new potential for chaos to occur. Yeah, very exciting. And like I said, especially when it's new players who have never played the game before, because then, like I said, they don't have any deep notions about. I need silo, 100 stone, lay, copper bar. Damn it. Okay, the copper bar thing. That's gonna be the thing that's gonna slow this down. Well, good place for water. All right, so I pretty much need to well, it's a game. I pretty much need to get the copper bar. But yeah. So, like I was saying, players, ideas, new ripples, new effects on the world. Because the people who joined at the beginning of the campaign especially had kind of a different opportunity I don't want to say opportunity, but like it's just a different world. Um, but I also think that, especially in the beginning, for the people who first joined way back when, uh, there's definitely this plausible deniability, about the Empire, where it's like, all right, yeah, maybe they've done some things that you don't always agree with, but like they're not bad. And I think now that we've gotten to this point with the moves that they've made, a little more, more overt about their fascism and whatnot. So, which is what always happens, no matter what. The power has a need, have a need to hold on to that power. So by whatever means necessary, even if it means engaging in practices that others might reprehensible. I'll just take all of it. Yeah. So players who joined back then probably maybe didn't see just how bad the M really be. But now the players who are joining now, after probably hearing the news of things that have happened, likely do see like, oh, they oh, there's really bad guys. Okay, cool. Which you would think, like, with a name like the Empire, most people would have like that default thought. But I think for a lot of people, they just hear like, oh, well, the things they're saying are very reasonable. Doesn't sound like they're asking for much. Yeah, people should be able to listen to them. And like, that's kind of the whole point. It always sounds that way. But an empire has needs to expand, to grow, continue. So, like all empires, collapse under the weight of their own hubris. What? Minus? Warm rain is a pleasant way to get clean. That's right, buddy. Always looking on the bright side, man. I don't know. Oh. Alright, I've said that this time I will not be romancing Abigail. I'll learn about some of the other people here. Choose someone else. Let's see. Okay. Just need 5 more of those copper ore so that I can furnace. More ore so that I can build a silo. This game. It's the peacefulness of it all that it's so appealing. I downloaded a game that I haven't played in so long either. Spy Inc. It's a game like a year or more ago. Played it for some time. But returned back to it and immediately won my first game. It's like, this has got to be some kind of algorithmic, like, yeah, we put you into a game with bots for your first game or something so that you would win. You would definitely want to stay here. But it is still a fun game. I love the deception aspect of it, like trying to pretend like you're an NPC. I haven't seen it. Definitely recommend it. Spy Inc. Great game. Speaking of games, Xbox had their showcase, I think today or yesterday. I don't know, one of these days. I was hearing some news about kind of all the games that they're making. It didn't seem like they showed too much gameplay, but Fable. Also, there were a few sequels that were there. Let's see. So, but it seems like, I think the main thing, what interested me most, is that it seems like Xbox, Microsoft at the very least, are very openly stating like we are going multi-platform. Like I think Call of Duty is supposed to be multi-platform. There's a few of the other games that they've said like will be available on this and this and this. Um, so it's interesting to see like okay, Microsoft has kind of abandoned the console wars. The console wars finally over. I think they are. I've been mainly playing on PC for the past 4 years now, almost. But not really happy with PlayStation either. Like, it feels like they've won by accident, or like default, almost in some way. And they've had some good games, you know. Spider-Man 2 was a good game, but I really kind of disappointed by it. I don't know what I was expecting, but the first game was still better. Even though, like, technologically wise and, yeah, technologically it's better, and you play as two different characters, that's cool. But the story, I think, in the first one was so much better, and the second one, it just dropped so sharply. Any book recommendations these days? Something. Hmm. Not really. I've been doing much reading lately. I've been trying, but I think, like, there's just so much content that I absorb. So it's here. I don't think I've time. I'm trying to reread not the Dresden Files. There's this book that I like to read. It's, Letters to a Young Poet. Try to read it like once a year. This very good book, and like if you're introspective. Yeah, story in Spider-Man 1, not only it felt larger, but it um felt more attached to Peter, to like, you know, spoilers I guess for this very old game now. But in a way it felt like with it being Doc Ock, Aunt May passing, not that you need a character to die to make things more emotional, but um that moment there, I even feel like Yuri Lowenthal's performance as Peter was better in the first one, and the second one felt like it was it was definitely more focused on these two characters here, but I don't know. I don't feel like it really sold me on Miles and Peter's relationship. It didn't really sell me on Peter's relationship with Harry either. And I just felt like Harry could have been a much better and bigger part of it all. Um, Even them turning him into Venom, like, I get it. You want to do something new. Uh, but even then, I didn't feel like we really tied the connections there with Venom and Harry. I don't know. It was just like, well, it was one of those things where it was like, this could all be solved if you guys could like sit and talk for like a few minutes here. That would just be it. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. The writing just was off on the second one, and to hear that like Sony spent so much money, not just on the game but on the marketing itself, uh, just really meant that just sell some of these eggs. It's probably um, really meant that like the game had to sell on almost every single PS5 that was out there in order for Sony to make a profit. Uh, and even then, it was not by a wide margin. So it's just like I don't know what Sony's doing with these studios. Um, like I get the concept of like these hugely budgeted AAA games for these studios. That's like, it's great, cool, but that just shouldn't be. This is this is the problem with like these publishers and studios, is that like they have these investments. Investments need to beat stock market. They need to beat whatever they would have gained if they just would have invested in the stock market instead of these video games. And so keep making these bigger and bigger bets, and it's just like with Hollywood and movies right now, where it's like, I'm sure Mad Max Furiosa was very good, but I just don't want to pay that much for a movie ticket. I can see it when it comes out on streaming. That's fine. But they spent also like a lot of money on that movie and a lot of money on all these big tentpole projects that like company, the industry will fall. They keep doing it. And then you get like these little games that come out and just like do so well just because like they are it's made better. Like they just understand like, okay, it's about the gameplay, not like how much money we spent on this project. Is this place not open today? Or was I just early? Closed on Wednesdays. I thought it was closed on Tuesdays. Oh well. Back to the mines we go. More copper ore. That to get the silo. Oh. Then we had a very funny quest the other evening. Oh, let's see. We had that session with the new player, and Owlin, which was pretty hilarious. Oh yeah, I saw something in the Discord like that too. It's pretty interesting. I was trying to see if I could get a second to watch it because it sounds interesting too. Like Dark Souls Battle Cart. I started playing Scald. Uh, what is it against the? What's it called? Hold on, hold. Against the Black Priory. Oh man. It's such a good game, in such a weird way. I can't really describe it. Sorry, I gotta focus while I'm fighting these slimes. Okay, slimes defeated. So as I was saying, yeah, it's called game. It's such a good game in such a weird way. It's very retro. It feels like an old school RPG. In a sense, they just use 2d6 system, which honestly, I am so much more in favor of a 2d6 system than a d20 system. It's very simple. It's very cool. It's just like, at the same time, it's also very archaic and not very easy to comprehend at times. There are certain things that it just doesn't explain to you. So minor spoilers for Scald if you're gonna play that. There's just this one little section where you have to swim underwater, and it's like a choose your own adventure type deal where it tells you like, hey, there's a path up ahead, choose left or right, and you've essentially got to make your choices, and there's a high possibility of you just dying. And the funny thing is, for one, I'm really bad at those types of things, and the down here, it's elevator. Oh, I'm only on 8. I'm really bad at keeping track of those types of things. Like um, or trying to orient myself from like physical directions. It's just very difficult. So I drowned like almost immediately a few times because I just like was like going back and forth, back and forth. Um, but then I learned that like if you take off your armor and you're less encumbered, you can hold your breath for even longer. I was like, wow, that's really cool. Except like the game does not tell you this at all, or at least I don't think it did. Yeah, there's a lot of slimes here. This may be it for me. Some health back. Yeah, and then it's a very challenging game. There are some like little annoying aspects about it. Um, just that like so it doesn't automatically give you the stats of like the hot person with the highest stats on your team, which is like okay, that's fine. Uh, but sometimes like it is the difference between um character like auto failing a save and versus one having like a chance. And in that case, I just feel like, especially since all you have to do to change the character you're selected as is press Q before interacting with something. So it's like, all right, it's not like I need to like go back to base camp, switch with character, do this. It's literally just that I didn't press Q before going to this encounter. Can you domesticate slimes in Stardew? You can. You can build a slime house. Collects. I mean, you're not really domesticating them. It's more like a slime farm. Their own little mini slime rancher, and you can make some and then collect their slime, like their little, it's like that. It's I don't know. I mean, I know there's uses for them. I just don't know what they are. It's been a very long time, like I said, since I so consider it. Did I get clean? It's out. Uh, some sap. Sneakers. Yes. It's one defense. Double shirt. Should I wear my shirt? Sure. I'll change my shirt for now. Odd outfit choice here, but a very relaxing game. Although, like, uh, I think I mentioned this before. There's like this saying, from like a game designer. I think it was like the game designer of Civ. Okay, this is even better. So, there. Is there +1 immunity? Okay. Leather boots it is. Sorry, sneakers. Let's get out of here. So this could be a very, very relaxing game, and that's how I try to approach it. I was just like, all right, I'm just going about my days and doing things. But there are many people who approach this in like okay, get to this point by year 1 and complete all these tasks and do this. Because there is like a certain factor of this game where like if you miss something by a certain date, then you just have to wait until next year. Some people don't really like that. So there's this saying by I think the one of the developers of Civ 6 or something. Uh, I might be getting that wrong. I gotta look this up. But basically, it's just that players, if given the opportunity, will essentially. I don't know where to put these clothing items. Oh, that's cool. Neat. I didn't all these little here too. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Given the opportunities, players will optimize the fun out of a game, and essentially means, you know, players will find the most efficient and most strategic thing to do at any time. And this goes for like all games, whether it's TTRPGs or indie or these types of games. And what does it mean to optimize? It means to choose like the most efficient and optimal choices. And it kind of assumes that there is one, the most optimal thing to do. Um, and that may be the case to an extent for some things, but overall, it's not how you want to play a game, because the whole point of a game is discovering, trying things. And if what you do is select from like your most optimal choices, then you're not making choices. You're just doing what's most optimal. And I really suffered from that when I was playing Stardew the first time, which was like, okay, every single day I'm going to the farm. I'm going to the store. I'm buying more seeds. I'm spending like more and more and more time, as much time as I can. Thanks to the sea barrier. Uh, every time I can, like trying to like get more seeds, to get more things, to get more money, to get more this, so I can get more sprinklers, so that I can get more of this, so I can get that, and all of it just so like I could have like theoretically, the most optimal farm. And I spent a lot of time on that. I did it for so long that I was like, why am I playing this game? This game is not fun. And I realized that it's not the game's fault, it was my fault. So in this run, I'm really trying to let's just like explore. And like I said, to view it as like the kind of chill game that I know it can be for people who are just like, yeah, we're just looking around, just seeing what's here and uh, seeing who's here, what's abandoned, meeting the characters. Cause that's the other thing. Is this a pot of gold? What the hell? What the hell? That is crazy. What? Okay, now that's gotta be my hat. Sorry, straw hat. Ah, straw hat. Okay, hold on. Hmm, this looks really goofy. I don't think you can make House of Slime. Well, if you mean the place where you make slimes, yeah, I am definitely gonna make a slime house for sure. Um, and do all the other stuff like I never really got to do. Like I said, I was always like, okay, maximize getting these fruits and things like that. And I've always seen people do like the very aesthetically pleasing. It's locked. I've always seen the very aesthetically pleasing like Stardew farms. I don't know if I have the patience to do that. Oh, here's an axe. That's what I was looking for. Just didn't know it. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to see. Uh, Russell. So, yeah, trying to be. Oh yeah, it was at the end of a rainbow. You're right. It's raining. It's cool. I see. I like stuff like that. Things that like just make intuitive sense because of just like, oh well, the world works like this, so it should work like this. And yeah, I'll get her axe back tomorrow. It's too late. Please sleep. Also, if I don't get back soon, I think I'm gonna pass out too. Oh, here we go. Sell any? Sell experience. Yeah, it's getting late. My characters. All right. No, I like the straw hat more. Sorry, leprechaun hat. Definitely seemed very frumpy, like if it was a big pot or something. Because oh, Stardew ring, bug steak. All right, we made a lot of money that day. Tomorrow's Thursday. Alright, we've got time probably for one. It's Thursday, so sky should be open. Tell her good luck today. That's good. It's gonna rain all day tomorrow. It's nice. Oh, my mom sent me cookies. How cute. Yeah, so what's funny is that like a lot of people, so like I was saying before, I kind of view this game more like as an efficiency, like maximize the farm, maximize revenue, get everything out, blah blah blah. A lot of people also view this game like a dating style simulator in a way. Which I find hilarious. Like I said, I always just kind of defaulted like, okay, I've got my girl Abigail. That's it. So this time I also want to try to get to know the other characters and see who else is here. But I gotta get things set up on my farm first. That's the trap. I think that's the trap with like life too. It's like once I set up this, and then I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this, then I'll finally have time to do the things that I wanted to do. What is that? Is that Twilight Zone episode where the guy, his glasses break, has time for the books? But yeah. Elden Ring DLC comes out and it's here. Oh, less than a few weeks. 10 days. Wow. That's exciting. Even though I've yet to... I don't know what kind of Souls fan I think I am. Or that just... The game is so long. And like... Feels wild to be complaining about that game, especially in a game that has given you so much already. But I just think like a little better pacing would have been nicer. I think also the pacing of the villains just isn't quite right either. Just in the sense that like there are some heavy power spikes where it's like, okay, guess I'm gonna spend the next like 2 or 3 hours grinding to get my HP up because I can't survive more than one hit against this creature. I feel like that happens a few too many times. I taste where it feels like it almost incentivizes you to try to grind, and to me that just tells me that like I have an issue with your system, your design to grind to past a certain point. I gotta bring her up and her axe back. I gotta go to the guy. His shield's cracked open. Buy a new backpack finally. And I gotta build this. Furnace. Copper ores do I have? Enough to build it, not enough to. Oh. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, this game does have multiplayer. Stone. Let's make another box because we're gonna put this over here. Don't have enough. Oh, require. Requires 5 ores. That's right. Okay, this is the other trap that always gets me in these games is the whole organization things, you know. But 80 I've never been my strong suit. Something I always gotta force myself to do. And then at the same time, the autism side. It's like, but I do like systems, and I do wish that everything was organized and in its place. Very angry that it's not for no reason. So it's always like struggle between those two forces. Part of me that's like, ah, fuck it, whatever. Part of me that's like, can't find things and nothing's in its place. But yeah, trying. Oh, Am's birthday today. Alien's birthday. It's all these people's birthdays. Okay, so I gotta try. So distracting. Cutscene. I don't. What? What's going? Ah. Oh yeah, it's the whole thing. Basically, capitalism's trying to get its way in this town, and I don't like that. 10,000 stuff. It's better. Sale, buddy. Okay. Say, what was oh. Robin needs the wood. I can give it to her with this axe as well. So we're good here. There are these dang worms. I gotta get back for them. Now that I have more space, I can carry more things, which doesn't hurt me as much to have things in my inventory. Cat. I named him after. Where are you? Oh, oh. Aren't you? Aren't you? A cat. That's the cat experience. I named him Klaus, or the cat that now follows Ernie around. Let's go see Robin. Back her axe. Oh, there you are. So didn't you want like what? You wanted what? Got our axe back. Gathering wood. Bring me 30 pieces of wood. Holding it? Talk to her? Yeah, definitely not a safe way to transport. It's like 10,000 gold. Should I just sell? Oh, that was definitely 30. Does she want me to like to freshly collect wood for her here? Because if that's the case, Hensley is needy. Let's see. Oh, of course, all the wood's over there. It is. It does need to be fresh wood. God damn it. I went through all the trouble of going back home to find the wood for her. It does say that? Oh my god. Check, hold on. They need it to be fresh. That means gather today. Oh man. Alright, well I guess I can't follow simple instructions. Man. It's in my time here. These trees, I'm doing everybody a service here. These trees sprout up like crazy. That tree will be back tomorrow. Promise. Do I? What's a robin? Okay. You're welcome. I wonder if that improves our. Let's see. There's hearts. It's at the top. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe it does. Huh. Yeah, what would she need green wood for? Curious. Curious and curiouser. Ace. To end its day soon, because I gotta eat. All this stuff will be here. So I'll put these geodes here. Back. Oh, nice. Enjoy your Pathfinder game. Have fun. I'll probably see you tomorrow, I think. I gotta check. Also got plenty of stuff to update and add to. Gotta get to. See. Anywho, have fun. Let's see, what else has been. At the smelter thing. Now we need to get more copper so we can get the silo. So we can get my chickies safe. I think that was everything. Craft. Craft fertilizer. Some seeds. Have. Pinecone. Bought the book bag. Yeah, we're good. Let's go to sleep for. Alrighty, y'all. That's gonna be it for me today. Fun stream. Catch you all in the next one. This one's to be continued.